What's up, everyone? We're back with another philosophy chat, and today we're tackling some of the things that hold us back from being our best selves. Excuses, boredom, and the fear of getting older. Sound familiar? Well, good news. Philosophy has a lot to say about these things. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's have a conversation about how to kick those obstacles to the curb. In today's video, we're continuing our self-development series from the previous episodes. If you're new here or missed the last one, you can check out all the episodes through the link in the description below. These lessons aren't just educational content, they're a daily, all-encompassing approach to life. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. If you're digging this series, show some love by liking the video and dropping a "keep it up" in the comments below. Lesson 1. No Excuses, your philosophical boot camp for kicking butt and taking names. All right, folks, let's have a no-holds-barred conversation about excuses. We're not talking about the occasional "my dog ate my homework" fib. We're diving deep into the excuses we make for ourselves. The reasons we give for not pursuing our dreams, not taking risks, not living our lives to the fullest. We're talking about the mental roadblocks we erect to protect our egos, avoid discomfort, and justify our inaction. The excuse epidemic. Let's face it, we're all masters of excuses. We're experts at rationalizing our failures, blaming external circumstances, and finding reasons why we can't do something. We tell ourselves we're too busy, too tired, too old, too young, too inexperienced, or simply not good enough. But here's the thing, excuses are just that, excuses. They're stories we tell ourselves to avoid facing our fears, our insecurities, and our own potential. As the writer Paulo Coelho put it, it's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. The philosophical smackdown. The ancient Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, had a no-nonsense approach to excuses. They believed that we are responsible for our own lives, our own choices, and our own happiness. They taught us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our attitudes, our responses, and to accept what we can't control, external events, other people's opinions, the past. As Epictetus put it, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In other words, we can't always control the circumstances of our lives, but we can control how we respond to them. We can choose to make excuses, or we can choose to take action. The no-excuse zone. So how do we break free from the excuse trap and create a life that's full of action, growth, and fulfillment? 1. Own your choices. Take responsibility for your decisions and their consequences. Don't blame others, don't make excuses, and don't play the victim. As the saying goes, you are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. 2. Challenge your beliefs. Our excuses are often rooted in limiting beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. Challenge those beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this belief? Is there another way to look at this situation? 3. Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on problems and excuses, focus on solutions. What can you do to overcome this obstacle? What resources do you have available? Who can you ask for help? As the entrepreneur Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. 4. Take action. Don't just talk about what you want to do, take action. Start small, take baby steps, but keep moving forward. As the saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. 5. Embrace failure. Failure is not the end of the world. It's a learning opportunity, a chance to grow and improve. As the basketball legend Michael Jordan said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Real-world examples, because philosophy is best served with a side of reality. The aspiring writer. The aspiring writer who always wanted to write a novel but never found the time. They finally decide to make time for their passion, writing for an hour each day before work. The fearful entrepreneur. The fearful entrepreneur who always dreamed of starting their own business but was afraid of failure. They finally take the leap, launch their business, and learn valuable lessons along the way. The overweight couch potato. The overweight couch potato who always wanted to get in shape but made excuses about not having enough time or energy. They finally join a gym, start eating healthy, and make exercise a priority. The bottom line: excuses are the enemy of progress. They hold us back, keep us stuck, and prevent us from reaching our full potential. By owning our choices, challenging our beliefs, focusing on solutions, taking action, and embracing failure, we can break free from the excuse trap and create a life that's truly extraordinary. As the philosopher Eleanor Roosevelt put it, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So, ditch the excuses, folks, and start living your dreams. Lesson 2. Always the Same, your philosophical guide to breaking free from the monotony and why Groundhog Day ain't got nothing on you. All right, folks, let's talk about monotony. No, we're not talking about your boring commute or your repetitive daily routine, although those can definitely be a drag. We're talking about the deeper, existential kind of monotony, the feeling that life is just a never-ending loop of the same old, same old. We're talking about the kind of monotony that can lead to boredom, apathy, and a general sense of blah. The monotony trap. Let's face it, life can get pretty repetitive. We wake up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch TV, and repeat, day after day, week after week, year after year. It's easy to fall into a rut, to lose our sense of wonder, and to feel like we're just going through the motions. As the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard put it, repetition is reality, and it is the seriousness of life. But he also warned against the dangers of mindless repetition, saying, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. In other words, we can learn from the past, but we shouldn't let it dictate our future. The philosophical remix. The ancient philosophers like Heraclitus and Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of change and novelty. They believed that life is a constant state of flux, and that we should embrace change, seek out new experiences, and challenge ourselves to grow. As Heraclitus famously said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." In other words, everything is constantly changing, including ourselves, and if we're not growing and evolving, we're stagnating. So how do we break free from the monotony trap and inject some excitement, novelty, and adventure into our lives? 1. Shake up your routine. Don't let your life become a predictable routine. Try new things, explore new places, meet new people. As the saying goes, variety is the spice of life. 2. Embrace spontaneity. Don't plan every minute of your day. Leave some room for spontaneity, for unexpected adventures, for serendipitous encounters. As the writer J.K. Rowling put it, we do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. 3. Find your flow. Flow is that state of complete immersion in an activity where time seems to fly by and you're completely absorbed in the moment. It's the sweet spot between challenge and skill, where you're pushing yourself but not overwhelmed. Find activities that put you in a state of flow, whether it's playing music, painting, writing, or solving complex problems. 4. Cultivate curiosity. Be curious about the world around you. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and challenge your assumptions. As the physicist Albert Einstein said, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. 5. Embrace change. Change can be scary, but it's also essential for growth. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone and try new things. As the philosopher Alan Watts said, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The career changer. A person who's been stuck in a dead-end job for years decides to take a leap of faith and pursue a new career path. They go back to school, start a business, or volunteer their time to a cause they care about. The adventure seeker. A person who's always dreamed of traveling the world finally books that plane ticket and sets off on an adventure. They explore new cultures, meet new people, and have experiences they'll never forget. The lifelong learner. A person who's always eager to learn new things, takes up a new hobby, joins a book club, or enrolls in a continuing education course. They keep their minds active and engaged, and they never stop growing. The bottom line, life doesn't have to be a monotonous routine. By shaking up your routine, embracing spontaneity, finding your flow, cultivating curiosity, and embracing change, you can break free from the monotony trap and create a life that's full of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. As the philosopher Heraclitus put it, the only thing that is constant is change. So, embrace the change, folks, and let your life be a never-ending adventure. Lesson 3. It's just a number. Your philosophical guide to ditching the age obsession and embracing the endless possibilities of being human. All right, folks, let's talk about age. No, not the age of your favorite cheese or fine wine, although those are important considerations. We're talking about your age, the number of trips you've made around the sun, the wrinkles on your face, the grey hairs on your head. The age anxiety epidemic. We live in a society that's obsessed with youth. We're bombarded with images of wrinkle-free faces, toned bodies, and youthful energy. We're told that getting older means slowing down, giving up on our dreams, and accepting our inevitable decline. But here's the thing. Age is just a number. It's a measurement of time, not a measure of your worth, your potential, or your capacity for joy and fulfillment. As the philosopher Cicero put it, old age is the consummation of life, just as midday is the consummation of the day. In other words, aging is not a decline, it's a culmination. It's a time to reap the rewards of a life well lived, to share our wisdom and experience, and to continue to grow and evolve. The philosophical fountain of youth. The ancient philosophers like Socrates and Marcus Aurelius weren't afraid of getting older. They saw aging as a natural part of life, a process of growth and transformation. They emphasized the importance of living in the present moment, focusing on what we can control, and cultivating inner peace and wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius put it, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In other words, don't let your age define you. Focus on being the best version of yourself, regardless of your age. So, how do we ditch the age obsession and embrace the endless possibilities of being human? 1. Redefine aging. Aging is not a disease. It's a privilege. It's a chance to gain wisdom, to deepen our relationships, to pursue our passions, and to make a lasting impact on the world. 2. Challenge ageist stereotypes. Don't buy into the negative stereotypes about aging. Old people are not all frail, forgetful, or out of touch. They're a diverse group of individuals with a wealth of experience, knowledge, and wisdom to share. 3. Focus on what you can control. You can't control your chronological age, but you can control your attitude, your lifestyle choices, and your mindset. By eating healthy, exercising regularly, staying mentally active, and cultivating a positive outlook, you can age gracefully and maintain your vitality. 4. Embrace change. Change is a natural part of life, and aging is just one aspect of that change. Don't resist it, embrace it. As the philosopher Heraclitus put it, the only constant in life is change. 5. Celebrate your accomplishments. Don't focus on what you haven't achieved. Celebrate what you have. Look back on your life with pride and gratitude for all the experiences, the lessons, and the relationships that have shaped you into the person you are today. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The ageless athlete. The ageless athlete doesn't let age stop them from pursuing their passion for sports. They train regularly, compete in their age group, and inspire others with their dedication and perseverance. The lifelong learner. The lifelong learner never stops learning, no matter their age. They take courses, read books, attend lectures, and engage in stimulating conversations. They understand that learning is a lifelong journey. The wise elder. The wise elder is respected for their experience, their knowledge, and their wisdom. They share their insights with others, mentor younger generations, and make a lasting impact on their communities. The bottom line: age is just a number. It doesn't define you, it doesn't limit you, and it doesn't determine your worth. By redefining aging, challenging ageist stereotypes, focusing on what you can control, embracing change, and celebrating your accomplishments, you can live a life that's full of vitality, purpose, and joy, regardless of your age. As the actress Betty White famously said, "Why do people say grow some balls? Balls are weak and sensitive. If you want to be tough, grow a vagina. Those things can take a pounding." Lesson 4. What Time Off is For, your philosophical guide to unplugging, recharging, and not feeling guilty about it. All right, folks, let's talk about time off. No, we're not talking about the occasional sick day or the 2 weeks of vacation you get every year, although those are important too. We're talking about the deeper, more intentional kind of time off, the kind that allows you to disconnect from the daily grind, recharge your batteries, and come back to your life feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. The hustle culture hangover. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, brag about how little sleep we get, and feel guilty for taking time off. We're constantly connected, constantly stimulated, and constantly on the go. But this relentless pursuit of productivity is not sustainable. It leads to burnout, stress, and a whole host of physical and mental health problems. As the philosopher Bertrand Russell put it, the time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. In other words, it's okay to take a break, to relax, to do nothing. In fact, it's essential for our well-being. The philosophical sabbatical. The ancient philosophers, like the Stoics and Epicureans, understood the importance of rest and leisure. They believed that taking time off from work and other responsibilities was essential for cultivating wisdom, creativity, and a sense of perspective. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca put it, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested." In other words, we have enough time to achieve our goals and enjoy life, but we need to use that time wisely. So, how do we break free from the hustle culture hangover and embrace a more balanced, sustainable approach to work and life? 1. Redefine productivity. Productivity is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. It's about focusing your time and energy on the tasks and activities that truly move the needle, and letting go of the rest. 2. Set boundaries. Don't let work bleed into your personal time. Set clear boundaries between your work life and your personal life, and stick to them as much as possible. This might mean turning off notifications after work hours, setting aside specific times for checking email, or simply saying no to additional commitments. 3. Schedule time off. Don't wait until you're burned out to take a break. Schedule regular time off into your calendar, whether it's a weekend getaway, a staycation, or simply a few hours to yourself each day. 4. Unplug and recharge. When you're on vacation or taking time off, disconnect from work as much as possible. Turn off your phone, close your laptop, and resist the urge to check your email. Use this time to relax, recharge, and reconnect with yourself and your loved ones. 5. Embrace leisure. Leisure is not laziness. It's an essential part of a well-rounded life. Engage in activities that bring you joy, whether it's reading, hiking, painting, or simply spending time with friends and family. As the philosopher Bertrand Russell put it, a life devoted to the pursuit of happiness is not a selfish life. It is a life that enriches the lives of others. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The digital detox retreat. Many people are now taking digital detox retreats, where they disconnect from technology for a few days or weeks to recharge their batteries and reconnect with the real world. The sabbatical. Some companies offer sabbaticals, extended periods of paid leave for employees to pursue personal projects, travel, or simply recharge. The staycation. A staycation is a vacation that you take at home or in your local area. It's a great way to relax and recharge without the stress and expense of travel. The daily walk in nature. A daily walk in nature can do wonders for your mental and physical health. It's a chance to disconnect from the hustle and bustle of daily life, get some exercise, and clear your head. The bottom line. Time off is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's essential for our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. By redefining productivity, setting boundaries, scheduling time off, unplugging and recharging, and embracing leisure, we can create a more balanced and sustainable approach to work and life. As the philosopher Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. But we could also add, the overworked life is not worth living either. So, take some time off, folks. You deserve it. Lesson 5. What will prosperity reveal? Your philosophical guide to handling success. Like a boss and not becoming a jerk. All right, folks, let's talk about prosperity. No, we're not talking about winning the lottery or becoming an overnight sensation on TikTok. Although, hey, if that happens, more power to you. We're talking about the kind of prosperity that comes from hard work, dedication, and a little bit of luck. We're talking about achieving your goals, building a successful career, and creating a life of abundance and fulfillment. The prosperity paradox. We all want to be prosperous, right? We dream of financial security, recognition, and the freedom to live life on our own terms. But here's the thing. Prosperity can be a double-edged sword. It can bring joy, fulfillment, and opportunities, but it can also reveal our true character, both the good and the bad. As the philosopher Seneca put it, prosperity discovers vice, adversity, virtue. In other words, when things are going well, it's easy to become complacent, arrogant, and entitled. But when we face challenges and setbacks, our true character shines through. The character crucible. Prosperity is like a crucible, a fiery furnace that tests our metal. It can reveal our strengths and weaknesses, our values and priorities, and our true colors. Think of it like this. When you have nothing to lose, it's easy to be generous, kind, and compassionate. But when you have everything to lose, your true character is put to the test. Will you use your wealth and power for good, or will you become corrupted by it? The philosophical litmus test. The ancient philosophers, like Socrates and Aristotle, understood the importance of character. They believed that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in virtue, wisdom, and a good soul. As Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. But we could also say, the unexamined prosperity is not worth having. So how do we pass the philosophical litmus test of prosperity and use our success for good? 1. Humility. Remember that your success is not solely due to your own efforts. Acknowledge the role of luck, timing, and the support of others. As the saying goes, pride goes before the fall. 2. Gratitude. Be grateful for your prosperity and use it to make a positive impact on the world. Give back to your community, support charitable causes, and help those in need. As the philanthropist Andrew Carnegie said, the man who dies thus rich dies disgraced. 3. Generosity. Share your wealth and resources with others. Don't hoard your riches or use them to exploit others. As the saying goes, the more you give, the more you receive. 4. Compassion. Treat others with kindness, empathy, and respect, regardless of their social status or financial situation. As the Dalai Lama said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. 5. Continued growth. Don't let success make you complacent. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep challenging yourself. As the philosopher Confucius said, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The philanthropic billionaire. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, two of the wealthiest people in the world, have pledged to give away the majority of their fortunes to charitable causes. They recognize that true wealth is not about accumulating money, but about using it to make a positive impact on the world. The humble entrepreneur. The humble entrepreneur doesn't let their success go to their head. They remain grounded, approachable, and open to feedback. They use their platform to mentor others and give back to their community. The grateful artist. The grateful artist doesn't take their talent for granted. They continue to practice, experiment, and push their creative boundaries. They use their art to inspire, uplift, and connect with others. The bottom line, prosperity is a gift, but it's also a test. It reveals our true character, our values, and our priorities. By embracing humility, gratitude, generosity, compassion, and continued growth, we can use our prosperity for good and create a legacy that will last long after we're gone. As the philosopher Albert Schweitzer put it, the purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Lesson 6. You hold the winning card, your philosophical guide to inner power and why you're way more badass than you think. All right, folks, let's talk about power. Not the "I'm the boss and you're not" kind of power, but the real deal. The inner power that comes from knowing yourself, owning your choices, and living a life that's true to your values. We're talking about the kind of power that can't be taken away from you, the kind that allows you to face challenges with courage, resilience, and a whole lot of badassery. The power trip. We live in a world that's obsessed with power. We see it in politics, in business, in social media. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need to be more powerful, more influential, more successful. But this external power is often fleeting and illusory. It can be lost, stolen, or simply fade away. As the philosopher Lao Tzu put it, the power of intuitive understanding will protect you from harm until the end of your days. In other words, true power comes from within, from our ability to understand ourselves, our emotions, and the world around us. The philosophical ace in the hole. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, understood the importance of inner power. They believed that we all have the potential for greatness within us, and that by cultivating our inner strength, we can overcome any obstacle and achieve any goal. As Marcus Aurelius put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, what's your trump card, your ace in the hole, your secret weapon for navigating life's challenges? It's your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, your attitudes. These are the things that shape your reality, your experiences, and ultimately, your destiny. The Power Playbook. 1. Self-awareness. The first step to harnessing your inner power is to know yourself. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, your passions? What makes you tick? What motivates you? The more you know yourself, the better equipped you'll be to make choices that align with your true self. 2. Self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. By cultivating self-discipline, you can overcome procrastination, resist temptation, and stay focused on your goals. 3. Mental fortitude. Life is full of challenges and setbacks. Mental fortitude is the ability to persevere in the face of adversity, to bounce back from failure, and to keep moving forward. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. 4. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to achieve your goals. It's about being aware of your emotions, understanding how they affect you and others, and using that knowledge to make better decisions. 5. Purpose. Having a sense of purpose gives your life meaning and direction. It's the fuel that drives you, the reason you get out of bed in the morning. When you have a purpose, you're more resilient, more motivated, and more likely to achieve your goals. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The single mom. A single mom working 2 jobs to support her children might not feel powerful, but she possesses incredible inner strength, resilience, and determination. She's a role model for her children and an inspiration to those around her. The cancer survivor. A cancer survivor who has faced their mortality and come out on the other side has a newfound appreciation for life and a deep sense of inner strength. They're a beacon of hope and resilience for others who are facing challenges. The activist. An activist who fights for social justice, even in the face of opposition and adversity, is a powerful force for change. Their courage, conviction, and unwavering belief in a better world are truly inspiring. The bottom line: you hold the trump card. You have the power to shape your own destiny, to overcome any obstacle, and to create a life that's meaningful, fulfilling, and impactful. But it all starts with recognizing your own inner power and cultivating the qualities that make you a badass human being. As the philosopher Marianne Williamson put it, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Lesson 7. Want nothing, have everything. Your philosophical guide to the paradox of desire and why less is the new more. All right, folks, let's dive into a mind-bending concept. Wanting nothing equals having everything. Now, before you start scratching your heads and thinking this is some Zen koan or a riddle wrapped in an enigma, hear me out. We're not talking about becoming a monk or renouncing all worldly possessions, although, hey, if that's your jam, more power to you. We're talking about a shift in perspective, a way of approaching life that can lead to a deeper sense of contentment, fulfillment, and inner peace. The paradox of desire. We live in a world that's fueled by desire. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need more stuff, more experiences, more achievements to be happy. We chase after the latest gadgets, the hottest trends, the perfect body, the dream job. But the more we get, the more we want. It's a never-ending cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. As the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer put it, wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become. In other words, the pursuit of desire is like trying to quench your thirst with salt water. It only makes you more thirsty. The Stoic solution. The ancient Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, understood the paradox of desire. They taught that true happiness comes not from fulfilling our desires, but from detaching ourselves from them. By learning to want less, we can actually have more peace, more contentment, more freedom. As Epictetus put it, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. In other words, true wealth lies not in what we possess, but in our ability to appreciate what we already have. The Minimalist Manifesto. The minimalist movement, which has gained popularity in recent years, is a modern-day expression of this ancient Stoic philosophy. Minimalists advocate for simplifying our lives, decluttering our homes, and focusing on experiences rather than material possessions. They believe that by owning less, we can actually live more. So how do we embrace this minimalist mindset and break free from the tyranny of desire? 1. Redefine wealth. Wealth is not about having a lot of stuff. It's about having enough of what you need to live a comfortable, meaningful life. It's about having time for the things that matter, your relationships, your passions, your personal growth. 2. Practice gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate the good things in your life. This could be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning or evening. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to the insatiable hunger of desire. 3. Focus on experiences. Instead of spending your money on things that will eventually clutter your home and your mind, invest in experiences that will enrich your life and create lasting memories. Travel, concerts, workshops, and adventures with loved ones are all examples of experiences that can bring you joy and fulfillment. 4. Cultivate contentment. Contentment is not about complacency or settling for less than you deserve. It's about finding peace and satisfaction in the present moment, without constantly striving for more. As the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh put it, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. 5. Let go of attachment. Attachment to material possessions, status, and external validation is a recipe for suffering. Learn to let go of these attachments and find your sense of self-worth from within. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The digital nomad. Digital nomads are people who work remotely and travel the world. They've embraced a minimalist lifestyle, owning only what they can carry with them, and focusing on experiences rather than material possessions. The tiny house dweller. Tiny house dwellers have chosen to downsize their living space and live in homes that are typically under 400 square feet. They've found that living with less stuff leads to more freedom, more financial security, and a greater appreciation for the simple things in life. The mindful consumer. Mindful consumers are intentional about their purchases. They buy things they need and love, not just because they're on sale or because everyone else has them. They focus on quality over quantity and prioritize experiences over things. The bottom line, wanting nothing doesn't mean living a life of deprivation. It means freeing yourself from the tyranny of desire and finding true contentment in the present moment. By redefining wealth, practicing gratitude, focusing on experiences, cultivating contentment, and letting go of attachment, you can unlock a deeper level of happiness, fulfillment, and inner peace. As the philosopher Lao Tzu put it, "He who is contented is rich." Lesson 8. When you feel lazy, your philosophical guide to ditching the couch and embracing the hustle without losing your chill. All right, folks, let's have a real talk about laziness. Not the "I'm gonna binge watch Netflix all day" kind of laziness, but the deeper existential kind that can leave us feeling stuck, unmotivated, and dissatisfied with our lives. We're talking about the kind of laziness that's not just about physical inactivity, but also about mental inertia, a lack of drive, and a resistance to change. The laziness. Lie. We often think of laziness as a character flaw, a sign of weakness or lack of ambition. We beat ourselves up for not being productive enough, for not achieving our goals, for not living up to our full potential. But here's the thing, laziness is not a fixed trait. It's a state of mind, a temporary condition that can be overcome. As the philosopher William James put it, nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task. In other words, sometimes what we perceive as laziness is actually a form of resistance to tasks that don't align with our values or goals. The philosophical recharge. The ancient philosophers, like Aristotle and the Stoics, had a lot to say about motivation, discipline, and the importance of aligning our actions with our values. They believed that true happiness and fulfillment come from living a life of purpose, meaning, and engagement. As Aristotle put it, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In other words, our habits shape our character and our destiny. If we want to overcome laziness, we need to cultivate habits that support our goals and values. So, how do we break free from the laziness trap and get our butts in gear? 1. Identify your values and goals. What is important to you? What are your passions, your dreams, your aspirations? Once you know what you're truly striving for, you'll be more motivated to take action. 2. Break down tasks. Large tasks can feel overwhelming and lead to procrastination. Break down your goals into smaller, more manageable steps. This will make them seem less daunting and more achievable. 3. Find your flow. Flow is that magical state where you're completely absorbed in what you're doing. Time seems to fly by, and you're performing at your peak. Find activities that put you in a state of flow, whether it's writing, painting, playing music, or solving complex problems. 4. Reward yourself. Celebrate your small wins along the way. This will help you stay motivated and reinforce positive behavior. 5. Rest and recharge. Sometimes what we perceive as laziness is actually a sign that we need to rest and recharge. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and taking breaks when you need them. As the saying goes, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The procrastinating student. A student who's feeling overwhelmed by a large project breaks it down into smaller tasks, sets deadlines for each task, and rewards themselves with a break after completing each one. The unmotivated employee. An employee who's feeling stuck in a rut finds a new project at work that excites them and aligns with their interests. They volunteer to take on the project and discover a newfound passion for their work. The burned-out creative. A creative person who's feeling burnt out takes a break from their work, spends time in nature, and engages in activities that bring them joy. They return to their work feeling refreshed, inspired, and ready to create. The bottom line. Laziness is not a character flaw, it's a state of mind. By identifying your values and goals, breaking down tasks, finding your flow, rewarding yourself, and resting and recharging, you can overcome laziness and create a life that's full of energy, passion, and purpose. As the philosopher Voltaire said, "Let us cultivate our garden." Lesson 9. Working hard or hardly working. Your philosophical guide to effort, productivity, and finding your sweet spot without losing your mind. All right, folks, let's have a real talk about work. Not the TGIF kind of work, but the deep dive into what it means to work hard, to be productive, and to find that sweet spot where effort meets reward without burning out. We're not talking about hustle culture or the glorification of busyness. We're talking about a more balanced, sustainable, and ultimately more fulfilling approach to work. The hustle and grind mirage. We live in a world that's obsessed with productivity. We're bombarded with messages telling us to work harder, longer, and faster. We're encouraged to optimize every minute of our day, to squeeze in as much as possible, to never stop hustling. But here's the thing, the hustle and grind mentality is a mirage. It's a never-ending race that leaves us feeling exhausted, stressed, and ultimately unfulfilled. As the philosopher Bertrand Russell put it, "It is not enough to succeed, others must fail." In other words, the relentless pursuit of productivity can lead to a toxic comparison game where we measure our worth by how much we achieve compared to others. The philosophical work-life balance. The ancient Greeks, like Aristotle and Socrates, had a different approach to work. They believed in the concept of eudaimonia, which roughly translates to flourishing or living well. Eudaimonia is not just about achieving external success. It's about living a life of balance, purpose, and meaning. As Aristotle put it, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In other words, our habits shape our character and our lives. If we want to achieve a healthy work-life balance, we need to cultivate habits that support both our professional and personal goals. So, how do we find that sweet spot between working hard and hardly working? 1. Define your priorities. What's truly important to you? Is it your career, your family, your health, your hobbies? Once you know your priorities, you can start to allocate your time and energy accordingly. 2. Set boundaries. Don't let work consume your life. Set clear boundaries between your work life and your personal life and stick to them as much as possible. This might mean turning off notifications after work hours, setting aside specific times for checking email, or simply saying no to additional commitments. 3. Work smarter, not harder. Productivity is not about working longer hours. It's about working smarter. Identify the tasks that are truly important and focus your energy on those. Delegate or eliminate tasks that are not essential. 4. Take breaks. Don't try to work non-stop. Take regular breaks to recharge your batteries, clear your head, and come back to your work with renewed focus and energy. As the saying goes, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. 5. Prioritize self-care. Your health and well-being are essential for productivity and happiness. Make time for exercise, healthy eating, sleep, relaxation, and activities that bring you joy. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The workaholic. The workaholic is constantly working, even on weekends and holidays. They sacrifice their personal life, their health, and their relationships for the sake of their career. By setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and delegating tasks, they can achieve a healthier work-life balance and rediscover the joy of living. The procrastinator. The procrastinator puts off tasks until the last minute, then rushes to get them done, often sacrificing quality for speed. By breaking down tasks into smaller chunks, setting deadlines, and using time management techniques, they can overcome procrastination and become more productive. The passionate entrepreneur. The passionate entrepreneur loves their work and is driven to succeed, but they also recognize the importance of balance. They make time for their family, their friends, and their hobbies, knowing that these things are essential for their overall well-being and happiness. The bottom line: working hard is important, but it's not the only thing that matters. By defining your priorities, setting boundaries, working smarter, taking breaks, and prioritizing self-care, you can achieve a healthy work-life balance and create a life that's both productive and fulfilling. As the philosopher Bertrand Russell put it, the wise man thinks about his troubles only when there is some purpose in doing so. At other times, he thinks about other things. So, work hard when you need to, but don't forget to take time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Lesson 10. Where it counts. Your philosophical guide to making a difference, starting with yourself and not wasting your time on stuff that doesn't matter. All right, folks, let's have a heart-to-heart about making a difference. No, we're not talking about becoming the next Gandhi or Mother Teresa, although, hey, if that's your calling, more power to you. We're talking about something more practical, more down-to-earth, more relevant to your everyday life. We're talking about making a difference in the areas that truly matter, in ways that align with your values and your passions. The impact illusion. We live in a world that's obsessed with impact. We're bombarded with messages telling us to make a difference, to change the world, to leave our mark. But what does that really mean? And how do we do it without burning out or getting lost in the noise? As the philosopher Lao Tzu put it, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. In other words, making a difference doesn't have to be a grand gesture or a heroic act. It can be a series of small, consistent actions that ripple outward and create a positive impact over time. The philosophical compass. The ancient philosophers, like Aristotle and Confucius, understood the importance of living a virtuous life, one that's in harmony with nature and in service to others. They believed that by focusing on our own personal growth and development, we could become better citizens, better friends, better partners, and better human beings. As Aristotle put it, the ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. In other words, it's not just about living, it's about living well. And living well means making a positive impact on the world around us. So, how do we make a difference where it counts? 1. Start with yourself. Before you can change the world, you need to change yourself. This means cultivating self-awareness, examining your own biases and assumptions, and working on your own personal growth and development. As the saying goes, be the change you want to see in the world. 2. Know your values. What's important to you? What are your core beliefs and principles? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Once you know your values, you can start to make choices that align with them. 3. Find your niche. You don't have to be a superhero to make a difference. Find a cause or issue that you're passionate about and focus your efforts there. It could be anything from volunteering at a local soup kitchen to advocating for environmental protection to supporting a political candidate you believe in. 4. Take action. Don't just talk about making a difference, actually do something about it. Volunteer your time, donate to charity, write letters to your elected officials, or simply be kind and compassionate to those around you. As the activist Marian Wright Edelman put it, service is the rent we pay for being. It is the very purpose of life, and not something you do in your spare time. 5. Be patient and persistent. Making a real difference takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, and trust that your efforts will eventually bear fruit. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The teacher who inspires. A teacher who goes above and beyond to help their students succeed is making a real difference in the world. They're not just imparting knowledge, they're shaping young minds, inspiring future leaders, and creating a ripple effect that will last for generations. The environmental activist. An environmental activist who fights to protect our planet is making a real difference. They're raising awareness, advocating for change, and inspiring others to take action. The everyday hero. You don't have to be famous or wealthy to make a difference. Everyday heroes are the people who volunteer their time, help their neighbors, and stand up for what's right. They're the ones who make our communities stronger and our world a better place. The bottom line: making a difference is not about being perfect or saving the world single-handedly. It's about showing up, doing your part, and living a life that's aligned with your values. It's about making small, consistent contributions that add up over time. As the anthropologist Margaret Mead put it, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. As we wrap up today, remember this: you are capable of incredible things. You have the power to break free from limitations, create joy and excitement, and live a life that's authentically yours. So go out there and make it happen. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can join us next time for more philosophical inspiration.